Yeah, I think so. Because let's face it, if you're a 5 out of 10 person, 5 times out of 10 you get something right, or it's a tick in the box, or whatever it might be, then by definition you're at an average level, and probably a job or a skill or whatever you're doing could be done by many other people, or a computer, or somebody in a smart emerging market, or whatever it might be, the other options out there. In the investment world, some people think that, oh yeah, we get 9 out of 10 things right, or 10 out of 10 things right. Anybody who's at those sorts of levels is lying, in my opinion, basically, because nobody is a 9 out of 10 person, let alone a 10 out of 10 person. I see some investors who probably are 8 out of 10 people, but even they are getting 2 things wrong out of every 10, and 8 ticking the box correct, or profitable, or whatever they want to appraise it. And the majority of investors who are good, who have got professional careers and have done sensible things and good things, are 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 people. So that means you have a big portion of things that you do get wrong. And you have to just accept that. So no matter how much your education or your hard work, your passion even, or everything, you are still going to make mistakes. And you have to just live with that. And that's fine. Because every mistake that you make, you will learn something. And generally what you're doing is, when you do make a mistake, you realize it a bit earlier than other people. You accept the fact that you, unfortunately, something went wrong, something changed, you have to tick the box and move on, type thing. Whilst I notice that people who are very uncomfortable with accepting that they will make mistakes, who believe that they are a 10 out of 10 investor, or just embarrassed to admit they make a mistake, they're the people that ultimately struggle in a job or in life generally. Because sometimes you just have to accept that it wasn't your day, you made a mistake, you got it wrong, something happened, and you have to learn from it and accept it. And if you don't have that, then unfortunately, you're going to cause yourself a longer problem when you realize that, oh my goodness, the people employing me no longer want to employ me, or I'm just super embarrassed about making mistakes, therefore I've got no confidence to actually go out there and have a job or do stuff in life. And that's worrying. So accept you can make mistakes, but always learn from it. And the thing is, that way around, when you have that combination, that's a workable backdrop, and you can progress your life, career, confidence levels, and everything else over that period.
And I think that's a great point you made about failure, because I think we all have to accept failure will happen. Even if you start a new job, or you have a new boss, or whenever there's change. And I think it's just accepting that is always a possibility, but trying to pick it up as quickly as possible. And yeah, as you're saying, you can always learn something from any experience. And the skill is to learn that and hopefully not make that same mistake again. Do you think so, Chris?
No, I think that's absolutely right. And you also have to admit that sometimes you are going to be wrong. So unfortunately, what it means is you're going to have to accept it. And in the investment world where I have historically worked, as a consequence, it's quite, you can see it quite easily. Have you made profit on a trade, or has it been loss making? Do you have to admit that you've mucked it up and it's a loss making trade? But the key is, perhaps when a trade is down 10 or 20%, you've gone from £100 and now you've only got 80 or something, then it's time to move on. Whilst what you find with people who are uncomfortable with that notion, they're always going to be eventually right. I'm going to be eventually right. Unfortunately, those positions that start off as losing 10 or 20%, they're the ones that end up losing 40, 50, 80, 99, 100%, or whatever it might be. So sometimes you have to learn to move on and accept that you made a small mistake, but as you say, learn from it. And then next time, maybe it won't be so material. Maybe you would have learned something from that experience. That is life after all. We're all always learning, no matter what your education is, or your historic skill base or success level. Tomorrow is a new day. Something different can happen. Things can change. But the more you learn from the past, from your past, from the past, and then combine those two things together into the future for yourself, the better, I would say. So yeah, if as soon as you think you've skilled everything, you've learned everything, you know it all, you're a complete expert, that's when you've got to probably start to worry, I would say.